day to all. Before I start my explanation about importance of understanding media and information, I just want to introduce myself. I am Angel Arizobal Perez from Humss 205 Bughaw. So let's start. What is the meaning of media and information literacy? Information and media literacy enables people to show and make informed judgments as user of information and media, as well as to become skillful creators and producers of information and media messages in their own right. This means that it is very important to study media information literacy because in today's time, when we are at home, we will still know what is happening around us. The media also allows to new acquaintances even just inside the home. And but there is a lot of concern about this, especially parents, because they spend more time soaking in social media than studying.
Media and information literacy has a big purpose in every learner. It is very important to have knowledge into it and advanced education about it. But to come out of this point, majority of the learners are lack of knowledge on media information literacy, and it manifests of the line with the level at knowledge in media information literacy. And the media and information literacy consists of knowledge, the attitude, and the sum of the skills needed to know when and what information is needed, where and how to obtain that information, how to evaluate it critically and organize it once it is found. The media and information part of media information literacy is generally regarded as including conventional media, such as television, magazine, newspapers, as well as digital media, such as the internet, email, and social media. And I'll explain that one by one. Information literacy. Information literacy is the ability to find, evaluate, organize, use, and communicate information in all its various formats. And the next is freedom of expressions. Freedom of information literacy is as expression of freedom of speech. Expression is the very individual to hold opinions with the interference to inform people and to seek, receive and impact information and ideas throughout
any media and information frontiers. The next one is library literacy. Defines library literacy as following. In the academic settings, library literacy refers to the acquisition of a range of skills relating to identification of and familiarity with sources and information seeking processes, usually through formal bibliographic instruction and informal user education. Next is news literacy. News media literacy as the knowledge and motivation needed to identify, appreciate, and engage with quality journalism, and develop and tested a survey that measure how deeply people think about their media experience, whether they are in control of the media influence on them.
literacy. Media literacy consists of practices that allows people to access, critically evaluate, and create or manipulate media. Number 2 is research and library skills. Students who complete assignments that develop their ability to conduct library research are establishing a lifelong knowledge on how to find, decipher, and interpret information. There are many ways to develop good library research skills. Next is critical literacy. Critical literacy is a central thinking skill that a tertiary education seeks to develop in students. It involves the questioning and examination of ideas and requires you to synthesize, analyze, interpret, evaluate, and respond to the text you read or listen to.
The next one is information ethics. Information ethics has been defined as the branch of ethics that focuses on the relationship between the creation, organization, dissemination, and use of information and the ethical standards and moral codes governing human conduct in society. This is the part of media literacy. Number 1 is visual literacy and number 2 is computer literacy, etc. Visual literacy. Visual literacy is the ability to interpret, negotiate, and make meaning from information presented in the form of an image, extending the meaning of literacy, which commonly signifies interpretation of a written or printed text. The next one is computer literacy. Computer literacy is defined as the knowledge and ability to use computers and related technology efficiently with skill levels ranging from elementary use to computer programming and advanced problem solving. Another valuable component is understanding how computers work and operate. This is the part of research and library skills. Number 1, research. Number 2, Boolean logic, etc. Research. Truly scrutinizing, especially in this conversing way. Next is Boolean logic, etc. Boolean logic is a form of algebra which is centered around the three simple words known as Boolean operators, or, and not. At the heart of Boolean logic is the idea that all values are either true or false. This article explores the uses of individuals' Boolean operators and how they relate to building audiences. This is the part of critical literacy. Number 1, critical reading. Number 2, critical thinking, etc. Critical reading. Critical reading is the process of reading that goes beyond just understanding a text. Critical reading involves carefully considering and evaluating the reader, identifying the reader's strength and application, identify the reading's weaknesses, and next is critical thinking, etc. Critical thinking is the intellectual discipline process of actively and skillful conceptualizing, applying, analysis, synthesizes, and or evaluating information gathered from or generated by observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, or communication as a guide to belief and action. This is the part of information ethics. Number 1 is copyright, and number 2 is security and privacy, etc. Number 1 is copyright. A copyright is a type of intellectual property that gives an owner the exclusive right to copy and distribute a creative work, usually for a limited time. The creative work may be in the literary, artistic, educational, or musical form. The next one is security and privacy, etc. What is the difference between security and privacy? Security is about the safeguarding of data, whereas privacy is about the safeguarding of user identity. Security refers to protection against the authorized access of data. We put security controls into place to limit who can access the information.
Teaching media literacy provides students with skills that will help them foremost think critically about media. It also cultivates other 21st century skills like creativity, collaboration, and communication, as well as increasing digital literacy skills through interacting with media, information, and technology. The importance of media and information literacy is becoming increasingly recognized as we are faced with rapid social changes. The competences of media and information literacy are crucial for internet user as they help us in interaction with numerous information we receive every day. In this show, okay, so this is very important. This is very important to learn media information literacy. The question is, why media literacy important? First, the influence of media in our central democratic process. Number 2, the high rate of media consumption and saturation of society by media. Number 3, the media's influence of shaping perceptions, beliefs, and attitude. Number 4, the increasing importance of visual communication and information. And the last one is number 5, the importance of information in society and the needs of lifelong learner or learning. The most important benefit is kindness, the power of inquiry. Students become more aware, have better navigational skills, analyze the context, and extract what is relevant. And the power of media literacy is its ability to inspire independent thinking, foster critical analysis, and make wise choices. Advantage of media literacy. Number 1, meets the needs of students to be wise customers of media. Number 2, connects learning with real life and makes media culture as a rich environment of learning. Number 3, gives students and teachers alike a common approach to critical thinking. And number 4, provide an opportunity for integrating all subjects areas. Number 5, helps the people meet state standards. Number 6, increases the ability to proficient of student. Number 7, media literacy inquiry process transport teaching. Number 8, focuses on process skills rather than content knowledge. Number 9, uses replicable models for implementation. And the last one, number 10, not only benefits individual students but benefits society. Literacy is essential because it's helped people to understand the message that are being communicated to them. With so many sources of information today, media literacy can help people identify reliable sources and filter through the noise to get at the truth. The media can help us to know the whole truth and not just fake news that is spreading in our country. For me, it is very important to study media information literacy. Because in my study in research now, I better understand the topic. I better understand what the topic media information literacy wants to convey. According to American Library Association, information literacy is a set of abilities requiring individuals to recognize when information is needed and have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use effectively the needed information. Information literacy forms the basis to lifelong learning. It is common to all disciplines, to all learning environments, and to all levels of the education. And it enables learners to master content and extend their investigation, become more self-directed, and assume greater control over their learner or learning. You think of information literacy as having 5 components. Number 1 is identify, find, evaluate, apply, and knowledge sources of information. It helps them identify biases, understand the context, and analyze information so they can effectively use and communicate it. It is a lifelong skill set that significantly affects each person's education, career, civic engagement, and personality.
And now, I will discuss with you 5 laws of media information literacy. Law 1. Information, communication, libraries, media, technology, the internet as well as other forms of information providers are for use in critical civic engagement and sustainable development. In Law 1, mention here the word technology, where media information literacy is very important in our lives because we can learn a lot about things or events that are not even known or understand until now. Law number 2. Every citizen is the creator of information, knowledge, and has a message. They must be empowered to access new information, knowledge, and to express themselves. In Law number 2 is correct in saying that the people actually create the information to share what they know with other people. Law number 3. Information, knowledge, and message are not always neutral or always independent of biases. In Law number 3, it is better to focus on the topic of media and information literacy because for me, it is very good to study. It's because of the topic. And law number 4, every citizen wants to know and understand new information, knowledge, and messages as well as to communicate. In law number 4, almost of us want to know new information about the topic that every person wants to know. And the last part is law number 5. Media information literacy is not acquired at once. It is a life of dynamic experience and process. It is complete when it includes knowledge, skills, and attitude. When it's cover access, evaluation, and assessment, use, product, and communication of information, media and technology content. It is not possible to gather information about what you know at the same time. You can still research or ask questions so that it is really better understood and so as not to confuse the minds of each person.